Hey YouTube, it's my 4th year anniversary on YouTube. Happy birthday to me. I'm going to take this off because this is a kid's birthday party hat for my daughter's 6-year-old birthday. It does not fit my head. Okay, so it has officially been 4 years since I've been doing this, which is crazy. So I want to just kind of pop on and do like a 4-year thank you story time, Dan talk, stuff like that. So yeah, 4 years. 26,400 subscribers, 2,200 videos. 2,200 videos in 4 years is stupid, right? Because that means I'm averaging 55, 500, 550? Yeah, 550 videos per year, which is insane. It's dumb, which is why I'm slowing down, because that's not sustainable. Okay, so 2,200 videos, over 11 million views, 26,400 subscribers. So first thing I want to say is thank you. I haven't done this in a while. I just been like, I feel like I've just been so flooded, but I started memberships 5 months ago. Level 1 as just like you want to, all levels, if you send me your battles, will be first party for me to analyze. But level 1 was just kind of like being like, yeah, we support you and stuff like that. And then level 2 is like more money, but it's like more, I want to like be your friend in the game and I really want to support you. So I appreciate everyone who does it. So we're 55 members. Aegis, Patchy, Apex, I'm going to butcher a bunch of names, but Castle, Zek, Jace, Johnny, Ben, DDW, Sons, Alfred. And these are all like, as soon as I launched it, they got it and they've re-upped every single time. So why does it keep, come on, stop rolling back to the top here. Xavier, Andrew, Cat Daddy, Bowser. Oh, this thing is really annoying. So you know what, this keeps going down, but this thing keeps, am I doing that? No, it just keeps restarting to the top. Why is it doing that? Okay, anyways, I want to go through and thank every single one of you. But maybe I'll do that in a comment because it just keeps resetting back to the top. I don't know why. Thanks, YouTube. Stupid YouTube. Okay. So thanks to all those for the support. Plus the subscribers and the commenters. Like there's some of you who comment every single time, and it could be as simple as hey, which just like it helps the engagement, right? There's 3 things that help my YouTube channel. There's like obviously the monetary help here, but then there's also just like anytime you view a video, every time you watch it through, every time you comment on it, all helps that sort of YouTube algorithm to expand to others. So just want to say thank you for those who are engaged with the channel on the Discord, helping my second channel out. Like the only reason I've even got even close to the amount of subscribers I have is because like a lot of you just follow me over and comment on those videos. So I appreciate the support. Like the support's been the main thing, right? You guys are just like, you're taking your time and sometimes now money to support a 37-year-old father of 2 from Canada who puts together maybe sometimes helpful, maybe sometimes not helpful YouTube videos. So I wanted to kind of go over, well, first I want to do is say thanks. Just kind of recognize the moment because I want to go over the story of how we started and the ups and downs and everything of this channel. And we're going to watch my first video. It is very cringe and old, which means I need to plug my headphones in, but I'll do that in a second here. We're going to go through all that. So how it started. I was not anywhere near involved in not even the Pokemon Go community, but definitely not the YouTube community. I didn't even like understand the YouTube community, like what it was. So I started playing the game in December 2018 is when I started playing Pokemon Go. And I only started playing because a coworker made me start. So I went hard. The thing with me is I got like a very type A personality where there's no like gray zone. It's just like you're not doing something or you're doing something at 1,000,000%. So I started doing Pokemon Go at 1,000,000%. I went from level 0 to level 40 in 3 months. And that was back in the day when it was a lot harder to get XP than it is now. It's actually quite easy to get XP now. Back in the day, it was a lot harder. So I went in like 3 months because I went super, super hard. And then started like raiding around lunchtime with people, started learning about the community, but I was mostly still like quiet in the back. And then GBL came out, and I was always, even when I played, I only played, for those of you who have been around for a while, no, I've only played Pokemon Red and Pokemon Yellow and Pokemon Gold. And I've always only ever cared about fighting in those. I wanted to like go through and beat the gyms as fast as possible with the best Pokemon. So that's always been my like how I cared about the game. So it was the same with GBL. Like I just wanted to be like very, very strong. So the first season I got to 2885, something like that. Second season I got to 29. It was something stupid like 2993, and then I dropped like 100 elo and couldn't get back. And then I hit every season from like 3 till, when was the first time I missed? 3 till like 16 or 17. I hit every single season. So I hit like 14 times in a row or something. And then I missed the one. And then I got 2 in a row again. And then I missed the last season. And again, it's been a mixture of a few things. If you've been on the channel, you kind of know what they are. They're a mixture of like, I'm bored of the game. Like I'm not playing the game as much anymore. Like this Spring Cup, I'm half the reason I'm posting this is because I have not played Spring Cup in a week and a half. I haven't played GBL in like a week and a half. And I'll probably start up again for Great League next week. But I used to play every single set. I had at one time I probably had the most GBL games played in the world, because I played every single set every single day since season 1. Although season 1 and 2 and 3, season 1 and 2 for sure, there was a walk-in requirement. So you got 1 free set of GBL, and then to get more sets, you had to walk 3 kilometers. So there was some days that I just like did not walk those kilometers and didn't get the sets. But any set I did get, I played. Any like go battle day, 100 battles I played. So I was definitely the number like 1 most played GBL player, because I played every single set, every single day, every single game that I could for 17 seasons. And then then it was like COVID hit, and one of my buddies from Hamilton we started talking about GBL because I was into it at the time, and I was like making my push and stuff like that. And I had been on the leaderboard a couple times, and I just hit my like highest rank, which we're gonna see part 1 of it. Like part 2, it was like I hit like number 14 in the leaderboard, global leaderboard there. Someone was like, you should look up YouTube content creators, because there's this person, it was King, who was like who's like the best at this. So I watched this video, and like, yeah, you can see him. He was just like, he knew how much every damage does. He knew, and this was early, right? This was season like 6, maybe 7 when I started. So he's like, he knew all the damages, he knew all this, he knew all that. He was just so good. So then I started watching like all the other content creators. So when I had not even started my channel, the content creators was like Zionic was over 100,000, and then King was at like 60 something thousand, and then FP Sticks was the next one at 40,000, and then there was like a huge chunk of people, and it was like Rise, Yonkus, Home Slice, Purple Kyogre, Shrady, all in like the 20,000 range. Maybe Though was probably in the range too. All these guys in like the 20,000 range of subscribers. So I was subscribed to everyone. And then I was watching them, and most of them are just showcasters, and I'm like, I can do this. Why can't there's no like no push from someone, no there's no real reason that I decided to do this. It was just like I was watching them showcast, and I was watching them some explain. Like again, I always talk about like Though and Wallower. He's a little lower subscriber, but like Wallower, Though, FP Sticks were always so good at explaining the game. And I'm like, and at that time I had just hit like I just hit Legend again. I just hit maybe like 50 or 70 on the leaderboard. And I just was pushing, and I hit like 714 on top leaderboard like a week later. And I'm like, I'm good at this game. Why can't I just do this? So I picked up, I had nothing. I had no microphone. I didn't even like, I'm using my camera. I'll talk about the evolution of all this, but I was using my camera. I wasn't using my camera phone. I was using just my old laptop with no audio except for the built-in audio here. And we're going to watch that video right now, and I will have to explain a few things. and you're just gonna see how bad it was. So if you ever wonder like, can I start a YouTube channel if I don't have stuff? Yeah, you can start it, and we're gonna go over my journey of like how I
Hey
how
YouTube, Dan.
how I like, where is it here? I just gotta make sure that the video's on. Yeah, video's on. Window capture. Don't care about that. Okay. So as you can see, 3 Pokemon. Great core already. Great core in Azumarill and Stunfisk. So even OG Dan knew what he was doing with team building. Um, but basically, it was. I think that I can like explain this. I think I can get on here and just show why I'm good at GBL. And as you can see, so just terrible audio, terrible video. No, just put the 3 Pokemon at the bottom. You're going to see that I have the battles coming up on the super left side. I'm going to have to probably move this over to like allow the left side to, or maybe I'll just make this smaller. So it's just a terrible, terrible setup. So it's truly just like me turning on the camera, which is what YouTube was when it first started. Like I've been watching YouTube since YouTube first started, and probably like, when was it? 2005, 6, something like that, when YouTube first started. And I was like OG. I followed all the OG creators when it was like fun, when it wasn't a job, right? When it was just like people goofing around. So everyone's like, yeah, just turn on the camera and start. So that's what I did. So let's listen to the first few minutes of this and then cringe together.
Ottawa here, the best third tier PvP Pokemon Go player in the world.
Oh boy. Okay. So first of all, great emphasis on the best. Already feel the cringe. So I think I explained actually.
And what I mean by that is I have made the top ranking 4 times now. The first time was in season 3, rank 10 back in the day, where I got as high as 77 on the leaderboard. And I've made the top rank the last 3 times in a row. So why do I call myself the best third tier player? The first tier I see as your FP Sticks and Wallower. The people who understand the mechanics of the game, teach you about fast move denial, teach you about how to count moves and knowing when to throw. Those are the top tier, and always on the front page of the Pokemon Go battle leaderboard. The second tier I see more as your Zionics, your Tho.
To put Tho and Zonic on the same page is a sin. Like, in fact, I think Zonic at this point is probably like a third tier battler, and Tho is obviously a first tier battler. He's definitely with Wellower and FP Sticks. FP Sticks, for those of you who do not know, was like top like 5 leaderboard every single season. So he was truly like, and same with Wallower. And that's why I think I put them like Tho now for sure, and probably even back then was the top tier, but it was definitely like Wallower and FP6 were not only so high, they were always on the top. That like when they did the aggregate rankings over the seasons, I think both of those were always in like the top 5, and Auburn were like always in like the top 5 to 10 best battlers in the world. So that's why I put them on tier 1, and then Tho and Zionic at tier 2. But no, like Tho's obviously a tier 1.
Who are very, very strong players, know the matchups, know how to properly count, know how to sack swap, and they're just not always on the front page of the leaderboard.
That was my
But they're
justification.
still great players. So I got them as tier 2. Why I consider myself tier 3, and tier 3 is generous because I could be tier 4, is because I don't know all the matchups, like poison and bug still confuse me.
Still,
I don't know all the moves for all the Pokemon, and I don't know the counts for all the Pokemon. I know for a few, like I know for the ones that I use, but I don't know for the majority of them. So that's why I consider myself a tier 4. But that clearly has not stopped me from getting to the sort of highest point each of these last 3 seasons, and even earlier. So I'm making this video for the average person out there who is grinding towards legend, watching these top YouTubers thinking, I'm never going to get to their level. I'm here to say, you don't need to get to their level. You can compete without knowing all the ins and outs of this game. So
okay, so besides the whole video and audio and awkwardness quality, OG Dan understanding the niche of YouTube and the player base. And I always wanted to do this. Like, I know not, and I knew this from the beginning, not everyone is an FP Sticks, Wallower, Tho, King. Like, no one, like, the majority of players are not those players. The majority of players are just like casual or don't know the matchups, don't know the typings. So this was my way of being like, hey, you can you can still hit legend. You can still do this without knowing this stuff. I don't know this stuff, and I hit legend and I hit top rank constantly. So that was my thought process back in the day, and I think it still holds 4 years later. So I think one thing I did properly out of a bunch of things not properly here was identifying my niche, and going for that. And I think I hit that well.
I'm going to go over my matches that got me to legend for this year, which was the day before the Remix Cup began. My team is very, very meta, and Trady is probably yelling at his screen right now, but my thought process was screw the Metacham, Bastiodon, G-Fisk line. So you have a Charm Ninetales on the lead. They're going to switch into their G-Fisk. You bring out your Azu, and then you keep the alignment there, and you get your own G-Fisk in the back against their Bastion. So that's my thought.
And look at OG Dan. Perfect. This is this is why I think I actually kind of took off as a YouTuber. It was like, even video 1, I explained like, here is the main meta line that you are seeing constantly, which was the Medi double steel line. So they're gonna swap in one G-Fisk, and you beat it with, like, you have the charm to beat Medi. They're gonna swap in their G-Fisk to try and draw out something that beats it. You beat it with, you come in with a zoom roll, you beat it. You keep the alignment with Ninetales on the lead against Medi, and then you have your G-Fisk to beat Bastion on the back. It's understanding a meta line and how to beat it. OG Dan recognizing how to do that. So
Process behind the
let's
scenes,
just watch
and it
this,
worked
see if I
very,
talk
very
about
well,
one battle
because
here.
Charm Ninetales, as everyone's seen in the Remix Cup, is very, very hard hitting. So let's get into my battles, and I'm going to show you how I got to legend. So my tip I want to do a tip every video that will help sort of the average person. And my tip for this
Well, here's a tip. Don't do 2200 videos, or else you're not going to do a tip every video.
video is be aggressive on the swaps. Back in the day, I was not aggressive. In fact, I would get farmed down 5, 6, 7 quick shots, and then my opponent would be loaded with energy. That's not how you should play. Keeping switch advantage is important at times, and sometimes you have to let that happen. But the majority of the time, it's not as important, and you need to switch out before they're just loaded with energy.
See, these are good. Like, these are good tips. Again, the tip is basically like in that matchup, if you know the team, like, if, let's just say you have the Medi lead, you have G-Fisk swap in, you take a zoom roll in. That is one situation where it's like, you have to, if something comes back in, like, Medi's not a good answer to a zoom roll, but like, if you had an answer come in to farm you, it doesn't matter. You have to stay in that matchup to go. But being aggressive on the switch is something that maybe being aggressive is the wrong word, but not getting farmed down is what I'm basically trying to say here. Like, don't stay in. If a Pokemon comes in and you have 2 answers in the back, don't let them come in and get like 5, 6 fast moves on you and farm you down and you do no damage to them. Get into one of your other Pokemon. And I still give that advice today. So, tip from 4 years ago, still relevant in GBL today.
And you'll see a couple times that I do that in these battles. So let's get into them.
I still wear that
matchup, I had a great
jacket
against an Umbreon. So they're going to immediately switch out into their Drifblim. I come in with my G-Fisk. So Rock Slide will be super effective. I can tank whatever this first move is, probably a Shadow Ball. And I'm going to get off 2 Rock Slides before they get to their next charge move. So on the second Rock Slide, they are going to need to block or they're going to go down.
So as you can see, like, even OG Dan explaining, and this is why I never wanted to be a showcaster. Like Rise and Home Slice and those guys are showcasters where they just want to talk like the battle, like they're play-by-play answers. Like, oh, it comes in and swaps and does this and does this. I've never wanted to do that. I wanted to be like the Wallower throw FP sticks. All those guys were showcasters. They did a lot of like explanation. So that's what I always wanted to do here. And I explained like, okay, you have a good matchup. They're going to get out, obviously. Here's your in. Here's when you throw. So like although all the audio and visual and setup and everything may not have been there in the first one, I think the idea of the niche and explaining the niche was spot on from the first time that I did this. So yeah, good on me for doing that. So yeah, you can go watch old videos if you want to laugh a bit. So what happened with this channel? So I'm gonna bring up my first 3 months of videos. Um, so as you can see, so this sort of spike, I don't know the exact numbers. Let's see if I have it. Let me just hide this for a second. Let me see if I have it still just sitting here. Um, I don't think I do. Anyways, that sort of first spike of subscribers is pretty rare in a channel. Like to post like a couple videos and then get like 40, 50 subscribers on your first couple videos is pretty rare. But again, I had two kind of like interesting things right off the bat. My first one was like I hit legend, and my second one was I hit number like 18 on the leaderboard. So between those two being my first 2 videos and then promoting that on like I think it was like Reddit or probably Reddit at the time, just knowing where your niche market was, it was very easy for me to jump like a couple hundred subscribers immediately, which is not the case for most channels. Like most channels have to grind like months and months and months to that. And you can see the following, like these are days where you got like, some days I got like 20 to 30 subscribers, but for the most part, you're just grinding like a few subscribers at a time. At the time, I don't even know if I was uploading every day, but for the most part, I was uploading like once, maybe once a day, but maybe not even like weekends. So maybe like 4 or 5 videos a week, I think at best. So then a couple things happened. So I wasn't getting any traction, right? So I was like, yeah, as you can see, I started off great, but then I just had like weeks and weeks and weeks of just this is a 3 to 4 month, the 3 month time period is this graph. So I had weeks, like probably a couple weeks of just like nothing. And I'm like, why can't I grow? I think I have a good like idea, yada, yada, yada. So I started commenting on all these YouTubers that I mentioned. Anyone who had 20,000 subscribers or above, I would go to their videos and say, hey, I just started a YouTube channel. Can you give me some suggestions? 75% of them did not say anything. They just ignored me. A couple of them, like Zionic and maybe FP Sticks or Rise or something, wrote just like basically like, good luck, keep it up. So like not any sort of like real, I'm going to help you. And the only person who actually did help me was Yonkis. He went to my channel, he looked at my channel, and he like responded to my comment. And he goes, he said it a little nicer, but he's like, your audio sucks, your video sucks. Like you can shoot off your, like adapt your, instead of using your computer, go off your phone, get a mic, stuff like that. And that's when I started to upgrade. So my upgrade is like, I got this Yeti microphone for like, it was only pretty cheap, like $130. So it's pretty cheap for like a quality microphone. And now I started shooting off my my phone. So I always shut off my phone now. So this is it's my new phone. It's the Google Pixel 9, but I was shooting off like Google Pixel 3s, and I always had Google Pixels 3, 5, 7 over the years. So I've always been shooting off that, and I got like a ring light. So the light is better, but that's basically my setup. I'm in a basement. You guys have seen. I'll show you. Hopefully you guys see, but like I'm in the corner basement of my kids' room. So it's truly just like the absolute corner part of the basement setup. But I think the setup works, right? You just need the microphone. It's not like I need to do fancy stuff. I just need to like have a good video. Even some content creators don't even have the video. I just like that be on screen, give you a face to a name sort of thing. And then I think good audio, besides the time that it seems to cut out on me. And now obviously the setup, right? The setup now with the layout, the elo, the typings, the moves, the counts. Like a lot of people are like, this is good. These are good like updates for your channel. So those have been very, very beneficial for there. So what happened at the end here? Why did you spike? This is when I hit monetization, this second spike. So back in the day, you needed 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. And as you can see with these numbers here, I definitely had the videos out and I had the watch time. I had 10,000 hours of watch time. I had the views. I had 189,000 views. So I had views. You don't need views, but you needed watch time. I didn't have the subscribers at the time. And then what happened here when I peaked at 50, 150, there was like you can't even see the breaks here because this is over weeks, but there was like multiple. So there's like probably like 147. There was like maybe like a 60, 95, 140, 100, maybe like 115 on the down end here in like a week. So I got like 500 subscribers in 1 week and hit monetization. And the reason is because Poke Daxi used some of my videos for his videos at the time. Now people are always like wondering about me and Poke Daxi, thinking we're closer than we are because like, oh, you guys are in Ottawa, you guys are, so what, like, what's the real deal with me and Poke Daxi? Basically what happened was the Ottawa Discord, before it was open to everyone, was just an Ottawa Discord. And Poke Daxi is from Ottawa and I'm from Ottawa. And so I was putting, I forget which one of us put our friend code in, but one of us put our friend code in into the system, like into the Discord, to add random people. This was before he had a YouTube channel. This was before, obviously, I had a YouTube channel. So we were friends in the game, and then we had already hit best friends. So we were like trying to like get lucky friends. And then I like randomly saw his YouTube channel, and at the time his YouTube channel has like 5,000 subscribers. So I messaged him. I'm just like, I don't think I've ever really like, maybe I talked to him like once or twice about like trades, but I don't think I talked to him much outside of that. So I messaged him. I'm just like, hey, I saw your channel just popped up. That's so cool. And then we started talking more. And so when his channel started to grow, I just started talking more to him. We were talking more, and then we got lucky friends a couple times. So we traded. And then when I still wanted to start the channel, I actually asked him, like, I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about starting a channel. Like, what do I need? What do you? And he just like gave me some advice. I forget what it was at the time. But then, yeah, that bump there was after 3 months of things. At the time, I had done some like technique stuff. I did stuff about like fast move denying and transferring damage and all that stuff. That's like one of my older videos of like how to transfer damage, how to fast move deny, how to sack swap, stuff like that. It's all in one video. And he pulled a bunch of those and put it in his video because he did a big PvP video at the time in 2021. And then I got like a bunch of his subscribers came over here, which helped me hit monetization. And then it was just like a very slow grind, but pretty like consistent grind over the past years here. So let me just, you won't be able to see it, but I'll just give you the numbers here. So can I even go back that far? Well, I guess I got to customize it. So in 2021, did it work? Sorry, I'm just trying to do this on the back end here. Oh, that's why, sorry. Yeah, whatever, you guys are used to me not doing great here. Okay. Apply that. So in 2021, I hit 5,400 subscribers, 848,000 views, 58,000 hours of watch time, 5,400 subscribers. So for starting in April through to the end of December, like pretty much end of April, so only May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, to hit 5,400 subscribers over 8 months is a pretty aggressive rate. Especially, this is when GBL was more, like people cared about it more. Really. And then in 01/01/22 to the end of 22 and 2022, it was just consistent. It was just like consistent every year. So then 1.7 million views and 6,700 subscribers in 2022. And then in 2023, and then in 2023, 7,000 subscribers. So it was like slowly building. And then 2024 was 6,100. And then so far it's been 1,000 in 2025. So pretty consistent. It's just like 4 years of consistency. Now, obviously what's changed? The views have changed. So it was like 2022, I said was at like 1.8 million. 2024 was at 4.2 million, and that went to the double videos a day. And why did I do double videos per day? It was two reasons. It was one because, like I kind of mentioned, my, I guess not, yeah, pre-COVID, before we had our daughter in 2019, my wife and I were both working. So we were double income, no kids. And now we're double kids, one income. So times have changed. So it's also just like a financial grind. So I'm like more videos, more money. That was the first part. But the second part was I also saw like Yonkis starting putting two videos, and I can see the success on his channel. Like, because it's just like if you put more videos out, you have more chance of your video being put in front of someone who has not seen your channel before. So the more content you put out, the more likely you are to get more eyes on your videos, so you can have a chance to grow. Now, where does this? It's already been a long video, so where does this sort of lead us to now? So I'm very happy. My wife is like, I'm honestly surprised you're still going, but not because of like, not that I don't like it. It's just because like, again, I'm a type A personality, but I usually get bored of stuff quickly. I'll do something for like 6 to 12 months and I'll be like, I'm done with this, and move on to the next thing. So the fact that I went 4 years is actually quite surprising to her. And probably myself too. But you can tell over the past year, and you guys have picked it up a bit, some things are got to change. I've reached the point of I've reached multiple sort of points of the game in my life here too. So the first part is like, let's just start with the game, because the game itself, like I said, I played every single battle every single day from season 1 till season maybe like 17. And then once I hit legend in season 17, I took off the last like week and a half, and I'm like, this is kind of nice. So then 18, I was just like, oh, I've already lost my streak. I don't need to play every single time. I'm going to like grind till I hit legend and then slow down the back end. So I did that. And then the following season, I'm just like, I think it was just like, then I picked up to like 2 videos per day. And I'm like, I don't have as much time to grind, but I don't care about the game as much anymore. And then I lost my legend streak. And then once you lose the legend streak and you lose the game playing streak, you don't feel that like FOMO to play as much anymore. So all that sort of FOMO is gone. And it's now to the point of like, I will play when I feel like it. And that's why I actually appreciate your battles, because I'm like, I can just like showcase your battles and not force myself to play. So that's the first thing. So I've definitely like, because the game's boring, the meta gets boring. They don't care about the leagues. There's bugs in season 1 that are still in the game. So we know how Niantic cares about GBL, and it's not a lot. So I'm if they're not going to care, why am I caring? There's no value of hitting legend. Like once you don't hit legend for the first time, it's kind of like, so what? I don't get my 18th Pika Libre. Like who cares? There's no real value of hitting legend, quite honestly. So I was just like, okay, I'm done with this. So that's the first part. The second part is I see it's a mixture of me getting bored of the game and also the game just getting boring. It's not just GBL that's boring. It's just like a lot of other aspects. I don't like the way the game is going. I don't like how it's just becoming pure monetization. I don't like how there's like 3 events of like 2 to 3 big events per week with like multiple like side ones. I don't like how there's a ticket every game. I don't like how there's like 1 new legendary released every year. I don't like how the spawns are garbage. I don't like how stuff is egg locked. I don't like how stuff is like, I don't like the way the game is going. And I'm not alone. You can see how many people's names did I mention that don't do videos anymore? FP Sticks, Wallower, Tho took a huge break. Shrady's pretty much gone. Like the number of people who are still doing GBL videos is getting lower. And even honestly, a lot of the big content creators, even though they're still pumping out videos, they're at the point. Like I know it's always more like honest with it, but like Trainer Club, like Trainer Tips, Nick is basically just like stop doing videos. And then Trainer Club always still pumps out because this is his business. Behind the scenes, he's just like done with it too. A lot of these content creators are. So like I think the game itself has reached its end. which is why I created a new channel. So again, you don't need to go. It's polarizing, my channel, because it's politics and economics, and there's a lot going on in politics and economics right now. So some of them will be a just straightforward like fact dump. So if you want to go check out earlier this week on that channel, I did a video on the Canada 2025 election, and I basically went over leaders, parties, main issues for voters, platform, fact-based, fact. Just a 25-minute video giving you just like a true outline of the upcoming Canadian election. I do some stuff for like tariffs and bond markets. I'm like, okay, here's what a tariff is. Here's who pays it. Here's how it works. Here's why you can't do it this way. Fact-based. Here's why the bond market is like crashing. Like the value of the bond, like bonds are going up, and why. So if you want to learn some like fact-based stuff on some economic topics or political topics, you'll get some value out of those. On the other hand, I also have called out Trump multiple times for some policies, being like, he doesn't know what he's doing. This is going to hurt a lot of people. I think he's like being manipulated by people around him. I just like call him out for like, and then like, again, I have a lot of like Republicans, some of the subscribers here are Republicans or over there. And for the most, like they're all nice to me, but we have debates. And then other people, like there's been people who are just like, I'm going to unsubscribe from you. I'm just like, okay, like maybe don't go to this channel. Like, so why did I do this channel? I have an undergrad degree in economics, a master's in policy, and I've been working for the federal government for the last 13 years. Like I know this stuff. And I think there's more of a market out there, although it's tough to break through the market. I just think that this game is like long-term not going to, it has no potential for growth, this game, in my opinion. So I see the writing on the wall for the end of this game. And also, my son is now 3.5. He starts kindergarten in September, which means my wife is going back to work for the first time in 6 years in September. So the two things are going to change. One, we're going to have a second income, which is far going to outpace what I make here, like substantially outpace what I make here. And then two, I'm going to have to pick up more kids and household slack, where she's been a stay-at-home mom. She's picked up a lot of that stuff. I'm going to have to pick up a lot of that stuff moving forward. So there's going to be a lot more time commitment there. Plus, I'm doing like 4 to 5 videos on the other channel, so I can't keep up at this pace, right? So I've already started taking off 1 video per day on the weekend. This week is kind of a weird one because I'm in Hamilton right now for Easter, so I'm gone Thursday to Monday, which is why you're only getting 1 video per day here, because I'm just gone for 5 days, so I can't shoot for 5 days. I mean, I could bring my stuff, but I just don't want to. 1 is enough for a second week of Spring Cup and a Master League. So, but yeah, like I'll probably slowly start decreasing. And like if you've already seen the weekend decreases, I see my next decrease coming if Niantic does this again. So like if we have I'll for the most part do 2 videos per day on the weekdays and then only 1 on the weekends. But if we get this scenario again, like this week I said I'm taking off because I'm in Hamilton for Easter. But if the next cycle we get like a second week of a limited cup and a Master League, I'll probably just do 1 video per day there, because there's no point of just putting out a 15th Spring Cup or Master League that no one like watches, right? So I'd rather just like save that time. So that you'll see those adjustments. And yes, as soon as I get back from Easter, I'm going to start reaching out to the content creators to do these videos, to do these like one-on-one. I expect them to be like 45-minute plus videos, or just like me and another content creator like talking about their channel and life and Pokemon and doing some battles and stuff like that, just to make it more fun, sort of thing. So just to try something new on channel. So that is the history of my channel, how we got here. Again, just want to say thank you for the support. And for those of you who've watched 39 minutes videos, I know some of you, no matter what, whether it's just putting it on in the background and doing whatever, or actually sitting down and watching it, watch all my videos, comment on all my videos, watch it to the end, and all that stuff definitely helps the channel out. So I appreciate the support. I recognize it. And yeah, we'll go from there. So hope you're having a good day. Like I said, I'm in Hamilton for Easter, so So you're gonna get a lot of videos that I shot in advance. Hopefully, like I'm doing this Monday night and I'm already way behind on the videos where I want it to be because I'm doing too much editing on my second channel. For not like editing here, like go look at the amount of editing. It's not even good editing, but it's a lot of editing that I put into like the election video. Like you can just see how much time and effort I put in that video is like the amount of time and effort I put into that video. I could probably pump out like 4 to 5 GBL videos. Like that's how long it takes to like get all the sources and edit it and stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely a different strategy there and a different commitment. But yeah, so that is basically it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.